He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it from Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKay's on touchdown.
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
It's the Hudson County Tournament semifinals here from Caven Point in Jersey City on a gorgeous spring Thursday afternoon. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Renato Rodriguez. It's a rematch of last year's county title game between the Marauders of St. Peter's Prep and the Bulldogs of Ferris High School. Renato, third matchup of the season between these two teams, and this is the third straight time these two teams have met in the county tournament.
Yeah, you talked about this, Kevin. 3 times, it's very hard for a team to win 3 times in a row. The Marauders have actually beaten Ferris the last 4 out of 5 times they played each other. So could this be destiny for Ferris to win today? We'll see. But again, third time they're meeting in the Hudson County tournament in the last couple of years. So it should be a fun one here at Caven Point.
Yeah, these two teams actually met all the way back on opening day in April 3rd. It was a 14-0 victory for St. Peter's Prep. They met again about 2.5 weeks later. Prep won 12-5. Marauders enter at 14-10 on the year. They are coming off of a victory in the quarterfinals against Hudson Catholic. That snapped a 2-game losing streak for the Marauders. Previous to that game against the Hawks, who they beat for a third time this season on Tuesday, they had lost 4 out of 5 and 5 out of 7. Marauders have fallen on hard times as of late.
Yeah, they've been, especially against out-of-conference opponents, Kevin, the Marauder team has been struggling a bit. They've done well in county. I believe they're 11-2 in county this year. But the out-of-county play is really demoralizes record. But if they could go beat Ferris today, we'll see what happens in the final. But again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here today. As
for Ferris, they're 13-8. They are the 3 seed in the county tournament. They defeated Kearney 8-0 in the quarterfinals. They enter this game on a 2-game winning streak after losing 3 in a row, 1 to county foe Bayonne, and then losing on the road to Don Bosco and Rutherford. It's been an up-and-down year for the Bulldogs, but it seems like they're starting to play some of their best baseball at the best time of the season.
Yeah, the offense has been so consistent all year long, Kelly. They're batting .311 as a team, so the offense has always been there for them. The question has always been the pitching. Mainly for both sides, it's going to be the pitching, and I think we'll talk about this in the starting lineup in a bit, but they're going to have the best pitcher pitching today.
Well, let's take a look at the bracket here in Hudson County. Obviously, this is one semifinal. Other semifinal that is going on just about as we get underway here. It's Bayonne and Union City in Bayonne. Bees, the 1 seed. They took down North Bergen. Union City defeated Secaucus. So the Bees and the Soaring Eagles will meet for a chance to advance to the championship game. Championship game is scheduled for Saturday at 4 o'clock at Miller Stadium in West New York. However, there is some rain in the forecast for Saturday. So if the Mother Nature doesn't allow us to play baseball on Saturday, the game will be Sunday. Time not known for that, but I would imagine it'll probably be a little bit earlier in the day, but we don't have to worry about that until a little bit later on. St. Peter's Prep has taken the field, and let's take a look at the starting lineup today for the Bulldogs of Ferris. D'Angelo Ponce leads off and plays center field. Justin Hernandez bats second and does the pitching. Chris Villavicencio will bat third and play third base. Jaden Mercado is the cleanup hitter playing second. Batting fifth is the left fielder Erwin Quezada. Josiah Vega bats sixth and plays first base. Jaden Pagan bats seventh, does the catching. Nelson Martinez is the designated hitter batting eighth. And Xavier Clark rounds out the Ferris order, and he bats ninth and plays shortstop. And Renato, that starting 9 will face St. Peter's Prep starter Jalen Maharaja.
Yeah, so that's going to be his third start, Kevin. Third start of the year that he's been doing. His pitch count's been going up and up each and every game so far. So it's going to be interesting. He pitched 100 feet pitches last time in the game against Don Bosco.
So Maharaja digs in on the rubber. D'Angelo Ponce digs into the batter's box. And we're just about set to get this one underway here from sunny skies at Caven Point. And the first pitch misses downstairs, and we are underway at 4:31. First pitch temperature, 60 degrees and sunny. Wind can be a factor, Gusts up to 20 miles an hour today, but typically blowing at about 10 miles an hour. That one right back to Maharaja. Off his glove, he composes himself and throws over to first for the first out. Let's take a look at the rest of the defense today for the Marauders of St. Peter's Prep. Maharaja on the mound. Justin Navarro will be his catcher. Around the infield from third to first, it's Porch, Kirk, Ruiz, and Camilleri. Duarte, Corwin, and Infante Meehan in the outfield from left to right.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Maharaja to get that grounder right off his glove to get that first out.
In steps the pitcher, Justin Hernandez, and he takes the first pitch outside, 1-0.
Yeah, he's my guy to look out for today, Kevin. He's been consistent with the bat, consistent with the arm. You're going to see him out throw this plate here today.
Big swing, foul tipped into the glove of Navarro, 1-1. Renato, you gave us some stats on Maharaja. Senior for the Marauders has thrown 14 2/3 innings coming into this game with a 5.25 ERA. Giving him 17 hits, 15 runs, 11 earned. Good strikeout to walk ratio. He's only walked 6 batters compared to 16 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's been lights out in the bullpen, but he had a couple starts again. His pitch count was 103 last time, so we're going to see how long Palagier will go with him today.
Prior to that, he threw 80 pitches against North Bergen over the course of 4 innings. Got roughed up in that Don Bosco game as well, as the Ironmen will do to a lot of pitchers. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Pitch to Hernandez in there for a called strike, and the count runs full now at 3-2.
It's a big batter here for Maharaja. Full count. Let's see if he tries to not lose him here.
Maharaja set. Payoff pitch, cut on and missed, strike 3. Strong start for Jalen Maharaja. First 2 retired in order, has his first strikeout of the game. And now it's going to bring up one of the biggest bats in Hudson County in the Ferris third baseman, Chris Villavicenzio.
Yeah, but that's a big strikeout there against Justin Hernandez. Again, he's up to 23 RBIs on the year, so that's a big out there.
So 2 gone, and Villavicenzio set to dig in.
He's batting .390 as well, so he's been just as good.
And the Prep outfield playing just about as deep as possible here at Caven Point. Feels like we could reach out and touch Matt Corwin, who's standing on the near sideline of the football field.
Yeah, he's at the 45 right now.
And
Love
about
Cash.
3 strides from out of bounds, as that one is skied off foul down the right field line out of play. And left you have Nico Duarte standing in the middle of the end zone, and then Massimo Infante Meehan in right field, standing all the way back at about the 1-yard line. It is a deep outfield here for the big swinging Villavicenzio.
They would call that no doubles defense.
That one chopped back up the middle. Isaiah Ruiz will field, fire over to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jalen Maharaja. Ferris retired in order. Marauders coming to bat right after this. Jalen Maharaja mows down Ferris in order. St. Peter's Prep coming to bat in the first inning. Let's take a look at the lineup today that Pat Laguerre put together for the Marauders. Joe Haynes leads off as the designated hitter. Matt Corwin bats second in center field. Lorenzo Camilleri will bat third and play first base. Sam Porch is the cleanup hitter at third. Batting fifth is the catcher Justin Navarro. Massimo Infante Meehan in right batting sixth. Batting seventh is the left fielder Nico Duarte. Chasen Kirk is the shortstop batting eighth, and batting ninth is the second baseman Isaiah Ruiz. Renato, you mentioned Justin Hernandez will start today for Ferris. He's their best pitcher, throwing to a 1.31 ERA in 26 2/3 innings pitched. He surrendered just 13 hits, 9 runs, 5 earned, 9 walks, and 44 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's an ace right there, ladies and gentlemen. He's just been dominant all year long. It's going to be tough sledding for this Marauder offense.
Now, he came into the season scheduled to be the number 2 for Ferris because Jacob Ruiz, their two-way player committed next year to go play at St. John's University, had to undergo Tommy John surgery right at the beginning of spring training, so he's out for the year, and Hernandez has filled into that number 1 slot seamlessly. Just imagine how dangerous this Ferris team would be if they had those two at the top of their rotation.
Oh, I mean, Ferris would be the number 1 seed right now if they had those two in the rotation. They're just unbelievable.
So Hernandez finishing up his warm-up pitches. He last pitched against Randolph last weekend. He went 6 innings through 93 pitches, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts against the Rams in that game. So the notion is you throw your best in the semifinals to try and get to the championship game because there's no point in holding your ace back because you've got to get to the title game first. So both teams, should mention, also familiar with the field and how it's set up in the turf and the dirt mounds and plate area because they both call here at Caven Point their home field.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are aware of these dimensions at Caven Point. Both teams know each other throughout the years, and the coaches have known each other throughout the years as well. So no surprises. Although I will say, you said the aces, the best pitchers usually pitch. The Marauders didn't go with Matt Corwin, who's usually their ace today.
That's true. They're going with Jalen Maharaja. But, again, it's all hands on deck for all available pitchers today. We will give you updates from Bayonne and Union City as we get them in here in the press box. Typically, when Union City goes on the road, Renato, games don't typically start when they're supposed to, given the traffic going from Union City to either Jersey City or Bayonne or so forth. So that game has not gotten underway just yet. Once it does, we'll certainly give you updates as we get them in. Home half of the first inning, though, here in Jersey City, Joe Haynes gets set to dig in against Justin Hernandez, and the first pitch Haynes sees is in there for a called strike. Renato, interesting for St. Peter's Prep. They flipped their top 2 guys late in the season. Typically, Matt Corwin was leading off, and Joe Haynes was batting second. Over the course of the last 10 days or so, Pat Laguerre going Haynes in the leadoff spot and Corwin in the 2-hole.
And I'm guessing because that's the way that Corwin's average has been. Corwin has an average of 423 counts, so they want to get him to get as many run-producing opportunities as possible.
Well, the 0-2 from Hernandez misses up and away, and the count's 1-2.
Also, seeing Haynes as a DH today now up behind the plate as well. Something of note.
And he swings at that one, hits it on the ground. Backhanded play, and unable to come up with it is Xavier Clark at short. It'll be an infield single for Joe Haynes, and the leadoff man is on for the Marauders.
Yeah, that's a good start there for Joe Haynes. That was sharply hit towards the left side of the infield there, but great play.
Chris Villavicenzio was playing in at third. Xavier Clark, typically not the starting shortstop for Ferris. It typically is Justin Hernandez who's on the mound. He gave it a good effort, but just off his glove on the backhand. So leadoff infield single for Joe Haynes, and it will bring up Matt Corwin with that batting average well above 400 on the season. And he takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner for a called strike.
Yeah, I'm curious to see today if the Marauders will try to maybe steal some. I know Joe Haynes is not the sharpest foot in the land, but let's see if the Marauders try to steal some bases today.
Yeah, typically Haynes isn't even on the bases because when he's catching, he gets run for as a courtesy runner. Corwin takes upstairs. So since he's the DH, he does have to run unless it's later in the game, and Pat Laguerre, Prep's head coach, wants to put a pinch runner in for him. But other than that, you are going to see Joe Haynes on the bases for the Marauders, a team that won 13-3 against Hudson Catholic. There goes Haynes. It was a hit and run, but Corwin fouled it back over the screen. Prep won 13-3, Renato, in the quarterfinals on Tuesday against Hudson Catholic. And you say, 13-3 in 5 innings must have been a really good game for the Marauders. It really wasn't.
No,
it was they capitalized more on Hudson Catholic mistakes than they really put up 13 runs of their own. They were gifted about 6 or 7 of those runs, as that's a backhanded play by Pagan. Keeps it near the plate. Haynes takes off, and he's in there on the wild pitch. But how about Pagan behind the plate, making that play at second a lot closer than it should have been?
Yeah, I mean, he got the perfect ricochet, but what a play by Pagan to even make that even a close contest there at second place. Great job there by the Ferris catcher.
Well, aggressive from Joe Haynes. He's down to second on the wild pitch. 2-2 count on Matt Corwin with a chance to put Prep in front early.
And we talked about, the Marauders using the base running here. It's time's called. Talk about the Marauders using the base running here. And Joe Haynes, again, not the guy who you think is going to steal base there, but great heads-up play by Joe Haynes.
5-2 in last year's county championship game. Prep beat Ferris. 2-2, misses outside, count full, 3-2. Complete game from Nick Rappa.
That was a dominant performance by him.
And Prep got a lot of contributions from the lower part of their order in that county title game as well.
This time of the year, Kevin, you need all you guys to step up.
Payoff pitch to Corwin is chopped on the ground to short. It'll do the job. Haynes goes to third. Throw is low, but scooped out there by Josiah Vega. So a productive out for Matt Corwin as the first run of the game now 90 feet away for the Marauders.
Yeah, productive. I think he's going to want that one back, though. I think he chased ball 4 there, but now run on third with 1 out.
Well, he'll get congratulations on the way back to the dugout for moving Haynes up to third. Now we'll see what Ferris wants to do with Lorenzo Camilleri set to dig in. It looks like they're going to play the corners in and the middle back. Haynes 90 feet away at third. First pitch to Camilleri, in there for a strike, unable to be handled by Pagan. Might have gotten crossed up with Hernandez. Let's take a look at the defense today for Ferris. We'll start in the outfield. Erwin Quezada, D'Angelo Ponce, and Randy Paulino. In the outfield from left to right, Via Vicenzio, Xavier Clark, Jaden Mercado, and Josiah Vega around the infield from third to first, with Jaden Pagan doing the catching for Justin Hernandez. Camilleri taps that one back up the middle. It'll get a run in. Clark makes the play, fires over to first. RBI ground out for Lorenzo Camilleri, and it's 1-0 St. Peter's Prep.
Yeah, that's productive out there by Lorenzo Camilleri. 2 ground balls there for the Marauders, able to get the run across.
So 1 in, 2 gone, and nobody on for Sam Porch. And Ferris made a good decision playing the infield back, because Renato, the infield's in. That's going to be a single up the middle for Camilleri. So they trained the run for the out. 1-0 Prep. First pitch in there to Porch for a strike. Takes outside, 1-1. Pitch misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike on the cleanup hitter, Sam Porch. Joe Haynes, infield single. Advanced to second on a wild pitch. Down to third on Matt Corwin's ground out to short, and then scored on Lorenzo Camilleri's ground out. That pitch goes to the backstop. And the count's 3-1 on Sam Porch with Justin Navarro on deck.
You talked about it before, how the Marauders were able to take advantage of the Hudson Catholic mistakes. The wild pitch kind of back to bite them.
Hitters count here for Sam Porch. Good swing, fouled it straight back to the screen, and the count's full.
Yeah, good hack there by Sam Porch. But that was a little bit elevated, so that was a good pitch there by Hernandez as well. Let's see if they're able to get that strikeout here.
So it'll be a payoff pitch to Sam Porch. With Prep leading 1-0, he offers at it and fouls it off over the first base dugout, out of play. It's always one of your goals, no matter what team you are in what county, to win your county championship.
Right.
Now, other teams, perhaps like a Memorial North Bergen, they have other goals. And maybe their number one goal is to win this county title, as there's in there called strike 3 on the breaking ball. It hit the upper part of the plate, and Porch goes down looking. We'll finish that thought when we come Prep, as St. Peter's Prep gets a run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. Off to the second, 1-0 Marauders. back here at Cave and Point. St. Peter's Prep with a 1-0 lead against Ferris here in the Hudson County Tournament semifinals. Kevin Connolly, Renato Rodriguez with you here on D1 Media Pro. Renato finishing up that point we were making in the bottom half of the first inning. Different teams here in Hudson County have different goals, but the obvious goal for teams, especially coming into this season, of Bayonne, Ferris, and St. Peter's Prep were to be that final team standing on Saturday in West New York. And obviously, you have to win this game here first. The Bayonne Union City game still has not started, but we did get word that it's going to be Nolan Geisler against Jaden Perez.
Wow.
Who will be, or excuse me, Guillermo Soto.
I was going to say Guillermo Soto.
So both aces for Union City and Bayonne going to be matching up in Bayonne. So
that's electric.
Certainly, we will keep your eyes on that one as well as we go to the second inning here from Cave and Point, and it's 1-0 St. Peter's Prep.
Yeah, I mean, talk about two aces, two guys who pitched well against St. Peter's, but two of the best pitchers in Hudson County. It's going to be an electric matchup there in Union City.
Well, Jalen Maharaja was electric in that first inning, retiring Ferris in order. First pitch he throws here to Jaden Mercado is up and away. Should mention, first time Maharaja is facing the Bulldogs this season.
Well, he did pitch in relief, Kevin's second matchup. He did pitch in relief. He pitched 2 2/3 innings, a hit, 3 Ks, and 2 hit by pitches in that one.
Misses downstairs. That one served right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Maharaja left it up. Mercado sent it right back where it came from. And a leadoff base runner for Ferris.
I mean, that's perfect hitting. 2-0 count. See the pitch, hit it right back up the middle. Perfect hitting there by Mercado.
Ferris, a team that can play small ball. See what happens here with Erwin Quezada. He's got good speed, as does Mercado over there at first.
Yeah, I definitely think hit some hit and runs, some steals are going to happen here, for sure.
Prep guarding against the bunt, Sam Porch in at third. Camilleri holding the runner on at first. Maharaja will step off.
I think Mercado Quezada called time there right before the pitch was going to happen for Maharaja.
Does square to show bunt, pulls back, and takes a called strike, going 1.
I mean, every run matters, Kevin, so try to get a bunt him over. But I think that might have been just a show-me strike there. We'll see.
Squares to bunt once again, pulls back again, and takes another called strike. So the count quickly 0-2 on Erwin Quezada.
Yeah, I thought for sure if they lay down after that one, I thought, that was a good enough pitch to lay down there.
Well, Porch will take a couple of steps back at third. Now he's still even with the bag. Maharaja steps off once more to chase Mercado back. So Quezada shows bunt twice, pulls back twice, and takes 2 called strikes. Would imagine the bunt will be off with an 0-2 count. It is, and he takes upstairs. And look out, that one behind Quezada hits him in the back. First 2 have reached for Ferris here in the second.
Yeah, it's a big hit by pitch there. You're up 0-2 on the count. You got to put him away. So now, it's a big opportunity here for the Bulldogs.
First and second, nobody out for Ferris, and Josiah Vega comes up in a bunting situation for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think he's going to bunt them over. And I had a high average this year, so I'm going to assume they're going to try to bunt these runners over here.
Well, he gets a verbal sign from head coach and third base coach Josh Batista. Camilleri and Porch well in at the corners. Kirk and Ruiz playing double play depth up the middle. Early square here from Vega. Ruiz already at first base, and it's popped up, but it'll go over the screen and out of play. That's what Prep would be looking for if they can get a bunt popped up by Vega. Try and record the first out of the inning.
I think the Mars are going to be content just get at least 1 here at any base.
Camilleri all the way in at first. Porch will have to read it at third. pulled back. Taking downstairs is Vega, 1-1. Look out, that one comes up and in. Did it get the bat or did it get him? I think they're going to say dead ball and that it hit him. And now we have a three-man umpiring crew here for a semifinal matchup. All semifinals and championships get three umpires. They're going to get together and talk about this one.
Yeah, based on what we saw up here, Kevin, it looked like it hit the barrel of the bat and then out of play. So I think it's going to be a 1-2 count. That's what the umpires say.
Well, on his way to first is Vega. Umpire still talking about it at the plate, and they do, in fact, call it a strike. So they say Vega got out of the way, it hit the bat, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, he squared around him, and the ball literally hit the knob of the bat and out of play. So good call there by the umpire crew.
So Vega brought back to the plate, runners back to first and second, in Mercado at second and Quezada on first, and now a 1-2 count on Josiah Vega.
Yeah, if you're Maharaja, now you got to try to get maybe a breaking ball down away, try to get Vega to chase.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, 2 on. Maharaja hit Quezada on a 1-2 pitch as he was trying to bunt earlier in the at-bat as well. And he misses down and in, 2-2.
Like one with the two-seamer there, down and in.
Maharaja is set, and an inside move to chase the runners back.
Yeah, I always get worried of those inside moves, in case those balks get called. I always get worried of those moves there.
As that one tapped on the ground to third. Porch only has 1 play. It's at first, so just as good as a bunt there from Josiah Vega. Advances the runners 90 feet, and now Ferris has runners at second and third with 1 out.
Yeah, that's a very productive out there. Great job there. Just getting the ground ball. A little short to third. Porch only had 1 play, so good job there by Ferris.
So brings up the catcher, Jaden Pagan. Chance to tie or put Ferris in front.
And infield is back to for more, so they're willing to get up a run for now, and in the corners as well.
Pagan swings at the first pitch, hits it on the ground to second. That'll get a run in. RBI ground out for Jaden Pagan, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, very productive out there for Ferris. Good job there, getting the tying run.
And a go-ahead run now 90 feet away for the designated hitter, Nelson Martinez. So Ferris strikes back immediately after Prep takes the lead in the home half of the first inning. And it'll be up to Martinez to try and put the Bulldogs in front. Takes the first pitch downstairs, 1-0. Can't catch up to that one. Ball and a strike. Upstairs, offered at it. Slowly tapped to second. Ruiz throws over, and that will retire the side. But Ferris strikes back on an RBI ground out from Jaden Pagan. We go to the home half, tied at 1 between St. Peter's Prep and Ferris. Ferris strikes back in the top half of the second inning on an RBI ground out from Jaden Pagan. And Renato, we talked about in the home half, St. Peter's Prep taking advantage of the wild pitch, getting Joe Haynes into scoring position, and a pair of groundouts get him into score. Here, Erwin Quezada trying to bunt, and on a 1-2 pitch, Jalen Maharaja hits him in the back, and getting Jaden Mercado down to second, which was the catalyst on having the Bulldogs tie this game up.
Both teams are taking advantage of the mistakes so far, right? You know, Mahaja could have got him out the 1-2 pitch. He didn't. Ferris able to take advantage, gets the run. Now we're back to even, 1-1. So both teams manufacturing runs so far here in the first 20s of the game.
Justin Navarro, Massimo Infante Mihan, and Nico Duarte to bat in the second inning for St. Peter's Prep against Justin Hernandez. Infield single to Joe Haynes. That wild pitch, pair of groundouts, got Haynes in to score, and then caught Sam Porch looking to end the inning. They are underway in Bayonne. Quick top half of the first inning for Nolan Geisler. Bees batting in the home half, so we'll certainly keep you updated on that game and any scoring as we receive word here in Jersey City.
Yeah, no surprise Geisler's going through the order quickly there. Such a great pitcher.
Bayonne probably going to have the player of the year and the pitcher of the year in Hudson County, in Aiden Paradine, player of the year, and Nolan Geisler, pitcher of the year. First pitch to Justin Navarro is a fastball for a called strike at the letters. And then he swings at that one and laces it in the gap to left field. That's going to get down, split the outfielders, and go all the way to the wall. Navarro on his way to second. He's rounding, stumbling, and heading on to third. Navarro will get the stop sign. A stand-up leadoff triple for Justin Navarro, and Prep in business to begin the second.
That's a great piece of hitting by Justin Navarro. Got the pitch up a little bit, able to drive that into left field, and able to leg out for a triple.
Navarro will be lifted for a courtesy runner, and he has the go-ahead run 90 feet away for St. Peter's Prep here in the second inning. Frank Liggio will come on to run for Navarro. Massimo Infante Mihan digs in, corners in, middle back for Ferris. Infante Mihan takes a breaking ball that misses, 1-0. There's a called strike, another breaking ball from Hernandez. Ground ball up the middle will do the job for Infante Mihan. Good speed at third in Liggio. Also got to be aware of anything that gets behind Pagan. Fastball, Infante Mihan takes it, 1-2. Hernandez looking for a big strikeout. And it's hit in the air down the right field line, falling quickly, and it's going to get down for a fair ball. Infante Mihan stops at first, RBI single, and Prep's back on top, 2-1.
A great piece of hitting there by Infante Mihan. Got it off the end of the bat there, but able to keep it fair down the right field line.
2-1 St. Peter's Prep as the first two reach here in the second inning, and they are getting to Ferris ace Justin Hernandez. Brings up Nico Duarte. Duarte really burst on the scene midway through the year for the Marauders. Squares to bunt, bunts it up, and that's going to hit the dirt. It's a fair ball. And then the throw back to first, not in time. Actually, stand corrected. They're going to say he caught it at the plate. Didn't see a signal from our home plate umpire in time, but what a play, from Jaden Pagan, and heads up by Massimo Infante Mihan over there at first.
Yeah, that could be
able to read the play at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, Pagan's been doing an excellent job there behind the ditch there. That's now two great plays.
So he makes the play in fair territory, and now there's one gone. Infante Mihan stays at first for Chasen Kirk. And Kirk watches the first pitch fastball go by. Kirk trying to get hot at the right time for St. Peter's. Takes downstairs. Good block by Pagan. outside.
Good
Counts
stop there.
2-1 on the Prep shortstop.
Good stop there by Pagan. Don't want to get any guys to go over to in scoring position. So he's been excellent behind the dish today. It's Pagan.
2 balls, 1 strike. 1 run in for St. Peter's Prep here in the second. There goes Infante Mijan. Pitch is fouled off at the plate. Prep trying another hit and run. They did so with Corwin and Haynes in the first inning, and it was a foul ball. Same result here with Kirk and Infante Mijan. So the count's now 2-2.
And we talked about that in that first inning, too. All the Marauders keep what they're doing with the hit and run against Hudson Catholic. They're doing so here today so far in the first 2 innings.
Infante Mijan not going in there, called strike 3. Breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. Second strikeout for Hernandez. And there's 2 gone here in the second.
That was a beautiful breaking ball by Hernandez. I mean, nothing Kirk could have done. That was beautiful pitching.
So it brings up Isaiah Ruiz. And coaches always say, Renato, that you want the 9-hole hitter to be like that double leadoff guy. And that is what Isaiah Ruiz has exactly been for this Marauder team.
Yeah, he's batting .340, has 15 RBIs on the year. He's been electric in this leadoff position.
Takes a first pitch called strike on the inside corner. Another pitch called strike, and Ruiz quickly behind in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, Hernandez starting to settle in here a bit here in the second.
Allowed a leadoff triple to Justin Navarro and a single to Massimo Infante Mijan. That's upstairs, 1-2. It's put Prep back in front here in the second inning, 2-1.
Let's see if Hernandez can get it. Strikeout number 3.
Fouled off, back behind the screen, out of play. Infante Mijan still stranded at first base. That pitch is hit down the right field line and out of play. So the count's 2-2 here on Ruiz. Infante Mijan still leads off first. And that one runs inside and gets him on the back arm. So Ruiz hit by a pitch, and it turned things over back to the top of the order in Joe Haynes.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a big hit by a pitch there, Kevin, with the top of the lineup coming in.
Good battle for Ruiz. He wins it on the hit by pitch. And now out comes Josh Batetta. Have a meeting on the mound with his starter and the rest of the infield as Prep has runners at first and second with 2 outs. And the dangerous Joe Haynes coming up, who already has an infield single today.
Yeah, try to calm things down a bit. He battled there against Ruiz. Ruiz won that battle, but now he's able to focus here on Joe Haynes. Again, one of the best Marauder hitters they have.
So meeting on the mound over, Haynes digs in, trying to put Prep up by multiple runs. Good speed on the bases with Infante Mijan at second and Ruiz at first. Ferris won't hold him on at first. And first pitch in there for a called strike.
Yeah, you'd think if Haynes hits something in the gap here, it could be 2 runs.
Outfield deep for Ferris.
Good
And
pitch.
the count's quickly 0-2 on Joe Haynes.
That's 2 good pitches there by Hernandez, hitting those outside corners.
Hernandez is set. 0-2 pitch. Comes inside and fouled back over the screen out of play.
Yeah, again, another good pitch. Jammed Haynes up and in. Able to just foul that one off.
So Hernandez trying to get out of this second inning without any further damage. 1 run's already in for the Marauders. He's got Joe Haynes behind the count, 0-2. And he sends that pitch into left field, falling quickly. It's going to get down for a fair ball. Cut off and left by Quezada. The throw home is cut off. Into score Infante Mijan. It's an RBI single for Joe Haynes, and Prep has a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Joe Haynes. Getting that pitch a little bit high, but able to rip that into left field for the RBI single.
Ruiz stopped at second on the play. Haynes now 2 for 2 with an RBI, and it brings up Matt Corwin with the Marauders with their largest lead of today, up by 2.
Yeah, it's been the theme in these 2 contests so far against Ferris is the offense producing, and so far here they're producing here again.
Corwin, first pitch, low and away, 1-0.
And the Marauders scored double digits in both of their meetings against Ferris so far this year.
14-0 in opening day's first matchup between these 2 teams. Then 2.5 weeks later, they won 12-5. And Corwin rips that one into left field. That gets down for a base hit. Quezada comes up throwing. Ruiz being sent home. The throw is way offline. RBI single for Matt Corwin, and it's now 4-1 Prep.
That's your big hitters there, Kevin. You know, that hit by pitch, the Marauders able to take advantage. RBI single by Haynes, RBI single by Corwin, and now the Marauders are up 4-1.
Another big hitter coming up in Lorenzo Camilleri, who got the Marauders on the board with an RBI ground out back in the first inning. They've scored 3 more here in the second inning. Going station to station, runners at first and second, still 2 outs, and Camilleri takes a first pitch called strike.
If you're Hernandez, you got to get out of this inning. You got to give your offense a chance here.
Over 40 pitches through an inning and 2/3 now for Justin Hernandez. And his team all of a sudden trails by 3. Outside. Camilleri, the 8th batter to come to the plate for Prep here in the second inning. Runners not being held on. Camilleri hits that one on the ground to first, gets through the legs of Vega. It'll be a race to the bag. Nobody covered. It'll be an E3 that allows Camilleri to reach.
Wow. That was a tough play, though, but yeah, someone's got to be at the bag. It's a tough play there for the first baseman.
It was hit hard right at Vega. He couldn't make the play. He was able to knock it down as it got in between his legs, but then neither Hernandez or the second baseman Mercado went over to cover. So Camilleri reaches on the E3, and the bases are loaded for St. Peter's Prep with Sam Porch coming up.
Again, I'm going to repeat what I said a couple minutes ago. Hernandez has to get out of this inning with no more runs. It's a big opportunity here for Sam Porch, but it's also a big opportunity for Hernandez. Just calm things down, get his offense back, and try to chip away. Still got plenty of ball left, so got to keep it at least 4-1 here.
Well, Porch in the first inning was caught looking on a full count. Hernandez goes to the windup, and Porch hits the first pitch foul over the first base dugout and out of play.
Yeah, maybe Hernandez feels more comfortable with his windup right now, so he's going to stick with that.
Good pitch inside corner called strike. Porch behind in the count 0-2.
Yeah, now Hernandez needs a striker right here. He's 0-2 on Porch.
Working quickly, 0-2 pitch. Cut on and missed strike 3.
Big.
So Sam Porch goes down on strikes for the second time today, but the damage is done. St. Peter's Prep scores 3 runs. We go to the third inning. It's 4-1 Marauders. We go to the third inning here at Caven Point, 4-1. St. Peter's Prep leads. They go to the third inning in Bayonne as well, still scoreless between the Soaring Eagles and the Bees. Hudson County Tournament Championship game scheduled for Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock in West New York at Miller Stadium. Renato, we told our viewers before the game that there is some rain in the forecast for Saturday.
Yes.
Should that impact the game whatsoever, it'll be postponed and played on Sunday. So obviously they're still hoping to get it played on Saturday. The way we looked at the weather, it seems like the rain is going to be in the morning to early afternoon hours. So perhaps with the turf field there in West New York, they are able to get that game in right around 4 o'clock. But you know they're not going to want to play it in any rain. So if it does have to be rescheduled, the makeup date is on Sunday. It'll be 9-1-2 up for Ferris here in the third inning, trailing by 3. Xavier Clark leads things off, and he spins out of the way of the first pitch inside from Jalen Maharaja, 1-0.
It's a big inning for both teams here. You know, Ferris down 3, going to need some offense here. And for Prep, Maharaja needs to get a quick inning.
Well, that one comes inside and hits Clark. First one was close to hitting him. Second one hits him. Maharaja hits his second batter of the game, and the leadoff man on for Ferris.
Again, now going to the top of the lineup, it's the same thing that happened with the Marauders in the bottom half. Now you bring up Ponce. You got Hernandez as well, so got plenty of opportunities here for Ferris coming up.
Ferris tied the game up on an RBI groundout from Jaden Pagan in the last half inning. First two guys reached in the second for the Bulldogs, and they were able to scratch that one run across. D'Angelo Ponce hit a bullet right back to Jalen Maharaja in the first inning. He was able to glove it, pick it up off the turf, and flip over to first. Some action going to get loose in the St. Peter's Prep bullpen.
Looks like the Adrian Rojas.
First pitch to Ponce, big swing and a miss. Prep plays deep in the outfield for the Ferris leadoff hitter. Good speed at first, and Clark, there he goes. Pitch inside, he was just bluffing. Took 2 hard steps like he was going to steal, put the brakes on, and the count's 1-1.
He saw Justin Navarro there, still didn't think he was going to go as well. So good bluff there by Clark.
And a check over. Back in plenty of time. That one served over the leaping glove of Ruiz into right center field. Infante Mijan comes up throwing. Throw comes into second. Going first to third on the play is Xavier Clark. And Ferris set up shop here in the third. They'll have runners at the corners. And Justin Hernandez coming up to the plate.
Yeah, that's a great play by Ponce, getting that into right field. And now their best hitter with runners on first and third coming up.
Pat Laguerre first takes the slow walk out to the mound. Go over strategy and try and settle down his starter. Ruiz, small in stature. If he was just a little bit taller, that could have been an out at first base and perhaps a double play as well, with Clark straying too far off the bag at first, but instead it goes into right center for a single. And now Ferris will have the tying run at the plate here in the third.
So it's interesting to me. I'm looking at this Marauder bullpen right now. Adrian Rojas is warming up quickly. So this means this could potentially mean Mahara is going to have a short outing here today. That's what I'm going at based off that.
Well, the lease is going to be short in the semifinal of a postseason tournament.
Especially when you have a 4-1 lead right now.
Justin Hernandez struck out his first time up. Prep will play in at the corners, back up the middle. And Hernandez takes a big swing on the first pitch, 0-1.
Yeah, big cut there on the high heat.
Runner takes off for second. The throw down is not in time. Runner takes off for the plate, and he comes in to score. Ferris executes the double steal to perfection, and it's now 4-2 Bulldogs.
That was a beautiful design there on the steal, double steal attempt.
Pitch in the dirt. So Hernandez with a chance to bring Ferris back within one on a base hit. Ponce, ton of speed out there at second. Breaking ball misses outside. Double steal of second and home have Ferris on the board in this third inning. They now trail 4-2. Maharaja comes set. He'll kick and fire. That pitch is outside, and the count's full 3-2. First two have reached here in the third inning against Maharaja. Hernandez trying to make it 3 in a row. And put the tying run on base here in this third inning. Like this game's going to have a lot more twists and turns before we reach our final score.
Yeah. Two Jersey State rivalries, and expect nothing less.
Payoff pitch is chopped on the ground to third. It's fielded by the shortstop, Kirk. There'll be no play over at first base. Infield single for Justin Hernandez.
Yeah, hit it to no man's land, right between the third baseman and the shortstop. And still, first and third no outs, Ferris still threatening here.
Thought for a second if Porch was able to field that ball, they might have had a chance at third on Ponce. Just was outside of his glove. So now in steps Chris Villavicenzio, the biggest bat in this Ferris order.
It's a big opportunity right now for Ferris.
Chance to do some damage for the Bulldogs, who trail by 2 with still nobody out here in this third inning. First pitch to him is hit through the right side into right field for a base hit. That'll bring in a run. Stopping at second is Hernandez. RBI single for Villavicenzio, and it's now 4-3.
Yeah, good piece of thing by Villavicenzio hitting to the right side.
And looks like that's going to do it for Jalen Maharaja as Pat Laguerre comes back out to the mound, and he will signal to the bullpen. Adrian Rojas coming in. Maharaja's day is done. Ferris has scored 2 here in the third. The first 4 have reached, and it's 4-3 St. Peter's Prep.
Yeah, they hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly, yeah, I'm feeling.
Come on, Ray! Oh, come on! Oh, what a bad call! You have no business being out there. Terrible!
You know, I'm a person too.
Adrian Rojas comes in to replace Jalen Maharaja. 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. No walks, 1 strikeout, did hit 2 batters. Runners at first and second are his responsibility. The first 4 of the inning have reached base, 2 in to score. And Hernandez and Villavicenzio still out there with the cleanup hitter Jaden Mercado set to be the first to face Rojas.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Rojas is. You know, he had to warm up a little bit quickly there, Kevin, so we'll see how he handles that. But good response here by the Bulldogs with their top hitters again. Same thing with the Marlins in the bottom half of the second, top of third. Their top hitters producing, and now it's been a ball game again.
Well, Rojas has thrown 16 2/3 innings this year. He's got a 7.14 ERA. That was really elevated just over the course of 2 starts. Last time out against Memorial, he went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. Has not pitched against Ferris this season, but his elevated ERA is due to the 12 earned runs he gave up in 3 2/3 innings spread across 2 games against St. Joe's, Montvale, and Milburn.
Wow. I mean, 2 of the top teams in the state, too, so. How many earned wins did he give up besides that? Besides those 2 games?
Well, besides those 2 games, it's a total of 5 earned runs
Yeah, that's not bad.
in 13 innings.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, he faces Jaden Mercado with Prep guarding against the bunt at the corners. And he squares the bunt, pushes it up the third baseline. It'll be a fair ball. Throw over to first is not in time. It gets away. Runner takes off for the plate. The throw is not in time, not able to be handled by Navarro. Run comes in to score for Ferris, and we're tied at 4.
Wow. What a play there. What a play by Ferris. Coming home on that play.
Vicencio up to third. Mercado stayed put at second. So he's going to reach on the E5 on the throwing error for Porch, because I think a good throw would have had him.
Right.
And then coming in to score on a throwing error from Camilleri is Vicencio. So 2 errors on 1 play for Prep. Tie game, squaring to bunt, dropping it down off the first baseline. It's a good bunt. Camilleri's got nowhere to go, and luckily able to keep that ball in front of him was Ruiz, and Ferris has the lead, 5-4. And now out comes Pat Laguerre once again to try and settle down his team. Ferris has come storming back here in the 3rd inning. Quezada gets an RBI on the infield bunt single. And St. Peter's Prep saying things unravel here in this 3rd inning. Those 2 runs that came in to score, they get charged to Maharaja. So he leaves 2+ innings, 4 hits, 5 runs. We'll have to count up the earned runs. I think it's only going to be 3 earned. But St. Peter's Prep not playing a clean slate of baseball here in this 3rd inning. Everyone that has come up to bat for Ferris has reached. It's 6 batters as now Josiah Vega digs in with runners at first and second, and still nobody out. One of the biggest questions for both these teams coming into the season was their pitching depth. Both coaches were fairly confident that they were going to hit well, as Rojas has an inside move to second and Vega shows bunt. It was going to be, did they have enough arms to get through a county championship tournament?
Right.
Vega squares the bunt, drops it down, another perfect bunt. Porch has to field, gets it out of his glove, throws low, and off the bag was Ruiz. Everybody safe.
The defense miscues continue for the Marauders.
It'll be an E5, 3rd error of the inning on St. Peter's Prep, and Ferris has loaded the bases with nobody out here in the 3rd inning and 4 runs already in. And they're just simply out-executing St. Peter's Prep, who looks like they haven't fielded a bunt all season.
Right. I mean, they're just taking advantage right now of all the opportunities. Great job here by the Bulldogs.
Rojas' first pitch misses upstairs to Jaden Pagan. Ferris leading for the first time today as now Max Kirk begins to throw in the Prep bullpen. Prep in at the corners, back up the middle, hoping for a double play ball. They'll trade a run for 2 outs. That pitch is fouled back to the screen. Pagan, the 8th batter to come to the plate here in this 3rd inning for Ferris. Everybody has reached. Prep has committed 3 errors, 2 on 1 play in this frame. There's a breaking ball that's fouled back to the screen, and the count's 1-2. Time called at the plate ahead of this 1-2 pitch. Prep desperately looking for an out.
Yeah, they need some sort of outs here.
Rojas set 1-2. Goes upstairs with a fastball. Pagan doesn't chase. Pagan drove in the first run of the game for Ferris with his ground out back in the second inning. That's upstairs. The count's full 3-2 and no place to put Jaden Pagan.
You got to throw a strike here. There's nowhere to put him. Again, great job here by the Ferris Bulldogs, taking full advantage of the Marauders' miscues.
Rojas set the payoff pitch. Check swing. He went around. Strike 3. Huge first out of the inning for the Marauders and Adrian Rojas.
Yeah, that's a big first out there. Getting that check swing strikeout. Now they'll don't play with him getting out of the inning.
Well, it'll be Nelson Martinez who grounds it out his last time up. Ferris has batted around here in the third inning. Martinez, the 9th to come to the plate. Prep guarding against the bunt. Martinez doesn't show bunt, and that is off his hands on the inside part of the bat. Foul, 0-1.
It almost looked like that hit him there, but off the knob.
Second time today, Prep pitcher has come inside and nearly hit a Ferris batter. That resulted in a foul ball. Breaking ball. Martinez able to hold off, 1-1. Five for Ferris here in the third. Rojas set. He delivers fastball upstairs. Martinez can't catch up. 1-2. And now time is called. Ball gets loose from the Prep bullpen. Rojas ready, 1-2, fastball, cut on and miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Adrian Rojas, and there's 2 gone here in the third.
Back-to-back big strikeouts there for Rojas. Now he's on out with him getting out without any further damage.
Ferris had the bases loaded and nobody out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rojas. Brings up Xavier Clark. He started this inning after he was hit by a pitch against Maharaja. So, yes, it's been a 4-run inning for Ferris, but if Prep's able to just go to the home half only trailing by a run, you'd have to feel good about yourself. Fastball misses up and in, 1-0.
This is a big opportunity here for Clark to help his case, help the team extend this lead. Because as we can see, these leads do evaporate very quickly in this game. Mercado
on third, Quesada on second, Vegas on first. None of them being held on. There's a called strike, and it's 1-1. Look out, up and in. And it's 2 balls and a strike. So time called at the plate by Xavier Clark. 4 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors in this inning so far. Rojas sent behind in the count. And no place to put Xavier Clark as the count's now gone to 3-1. And the leadoff man, D'Angelo Ponce, is on deck.
Yeah, you don't want to walk Clark, especially with the bases loaded, but especially because Ponce is on deck as well.
Rojas set, 3-1 pitch is in there for a strike. And the count's now full at 3-2.
Yeah, Clark thought he was going to get ball 4 there.
So that gives the advantage to Ferris. Runners will be in motion with 3-2 and 2 outs. Adrian Rojas comes set. There go the runners. Payoff pitch in there, called strike 3. So Rojas able to get out of a bases-loaded no-out jam with 3 consecutive strikeouts. However, the damage certainly done for Ferris. 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Ferris on top for the first time today, 5-4.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Ferris Bulldogs in front of the St. Peter's Prep Marauders 5-4 as we go to the home half of the 3rd inning. Got to tip your cap to Adrian Rojas.
Agree.
He wasn't strong coming into the game, but he finished that last half inning strong, buckling down, striking out 3 in a row after he came into a jam and then had the bases loaded and nobody out. But Prep's defense did not fare well as Ferris bunted them to death for the tune of 4 runs and 3 errors. Both teams left the bases loaded. Prep in the bottom of the 2nd after they scored 3, and Ferris in the top of the 3rd when they scored 4. It'll be Justin Navarro who led off the 2nd inning with a stand-up triple into the gap in left center field. New life here for the Bulldogs. Update from Bayonne. 2-0 Bees over Union City in the bottom of the 3rd. 5-4 Ferris here in the bottom of the 3rd against St. Peter's Prep. Kevin Connolly, Renato Rodriguez with you live here on D1 Media Pro. Thank you for spending part of your Thursday with us here on the National Federation of High School Sports. And look out, that pitch goes behind Navarro, and the count's 1-0.
Yeah, this has been quite an interesting game so far, Ken, for both teams.
Well, gut tells me final score this one isn't going to be 5-4 either. There's a called strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, this almost feels reminiscent of that second matchup, Ken, in which Ferris had that early lead and then was able to use the offense later on.
Breaking ball, nice pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 1-2.
Good pitch there by Hernandez with the sweeper all right across the plate.
Shutdown inning for Ferris would be huge here as Navarro can't catch up to the inside pitch. He goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's the first time Justin Hernandez has retired the leadoff man today.
Yeah, that's a big strikeout right away. Just get that first out. Feel good about himself.
Well, it's his 4th. Brings up Massimo Infante Mijan. RBI single down the right field line his last time up. Put Prep back in front 2-1. And he watches the first pitch fastball go by for a strike. 4 strikeouts for Justin Hernandez, none bigger than the one of Sam Porch, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Inside on Infante Mijan, and it's 2-1. Breaking ball over the heart of the plate for a strike. Counts now 2-2.
Yeah, his breaking ball is definitely working here today, Kevin. I think he's going to keep going back to it.
Well, Infante Mijan will step out of the 2-2 pitch. Hernandez seems a lot more confident on the mound. Pitching with a lead for the first time today, and he delivers that one outside. Counts full 3-2. Nico Duarte on deck. Hernandez pitch count starting to get elevated. Payoff pitch to Infante Mijan is chopped back behind the mound. Clark Fields fires over to first, and the first two retired here in the third.
Yeah, good pitch there by Hernandez. Getting that weak ground ball for the second out.
Brings up Duarte. He tried to drop a bunt down in the second inning. Outstanding play made in fair territory by Jaden Pagan. Diving to catch the ball on a fly. Was able to retire the Prep left fielder. First pitch he sees is a fastball upstairs. Duarte taking a strike there, 1-1. Bayonne starting to open things up against Union City. 5-0 Bees in the bottom of the third. Pitch misses upstairs to Duarte. It's now 3-1.
Yeah, Kevin. Bayonne's the clear favorites in this Hudson County tournament, in the top 20 on NG.com. They're just a different team this year, different animal.
Number one seed in the tournament as Duarte lines that one to short, and the play's made by Clark.
What a play.
Diving to drop to two knees as Justin Hernandez works a 1-2-3 inning. All the momentum with the visiting Bulldogs. We go to the fourth, 5-4 Ferris.
It's his responsibility as Maldonado cranks one into deep left field. You can forget about that. Chris Maldonado with home run number 2 today. He's got
as this one is ripped into left field. A bat flip and a homer for Tyler Beck.
Pitch is hit in the air, left field. Going over Fiore. He's back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. A leadoff home run for St. Joseph's Regional. Ellis Garcia gets things started for the Green Knights. Here in the payoff pitch is hit in the air, deep right center field. That ball is high, it is far, and it is gone! A grand slam for Matthew Monteleone. And it kicks and fires. That pitch is hit in the air, deep right field. Get out of town! Michael, you waited up, and Marcus Johnson smacked it out of the yard. A leadoff bomb from the Cougars center fielder.
Play the 1-2.
Hit in the air, deep left field. That ball is high, it is far, it is long gone off the house. Makai Moore with a go-ahead 2-run.
Top of the order for Ferris as we go to the fourth inning. They lead 5-4 against St. Peter's Prep, trying to punch their ticket to the Hudson County Tournament Championship game. This is a rematch of last year's title game where the Marauders were able to get out to an early lead and hold on against the Bulldogs. Things not the same here in this meeting. Adrian Rojas back out there as Ponce swings at the first pitch, pops it up on the infield. Chasen Kirk calling for it. Didn't make things easy with the wind here at Caven Point, but one pitch and one out.
That was an interesting adventure, too. Kirk thought Porch was going to get there, but then he was able to call him out to get that first out.
Adrian Rojas saw the first three reach against him when he came in relief of Jalen Maharaja. Two reach via an error, one on an RBI single, but then he struck out the next three he faced to leave them stranded. First pitch breaking ball to Justin Hernandez, misses outside. Called strike, 1-1. Hernandez struck out in the first inning, singled in the third. His first at-bat here against Rojas. Third meeting of the year between these two Jersey City rivals. Prep won the first two in decisive fashion. And really, out of the way they won each of the first two games was getting into the Ferris bullpen.
Right.
Talked about pitching depth for both of these teams, and really it is still a question mark. Called strike on the 3-1, count full 3-2. Seeing that here for Prep, and it's still there for Ferris as well. Payoff pitch is hit in the air. Back behind second base, Jason Kirk calling for it once again, and he's made both outs here this half inning.
Yeah, good job by Rojas settling things down after the bases loaded situation in the last inning. Got the first two guys out here, top of the fourth.
He's retired 5 in a row. As it brings up Chris Villavicenzio, RBI single, his first time up. He's 1 for 2 today. And first pitch to him is ripped into left field. That gets down for a base hit. Duarte will cut it off. Villavicenzio, big turnaround first, but an outstanding play out in left by Duarte to hold the Ferris slugger to a single.
Yeah, playing that no doubles defense with the Marauders, so playing them back and able to hold Villavicenzio, forcing a ball. Good piece of thing, his second hit of the day.
Brings up Jaden Mercado, 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored in the second. Reached on an E5 in that 4-run third. He takes first pitch upstairs, 1-0. That one in the air to right field, falling quickly. Infante Mijan forced to play it on a hop. Villavicenzio on his way to third. He'll make it safely as it's a single for Mercado. Back-to-back base hits for Ferris, and they have runners at the corners with 2 away.
And Mercado 2 for 2 on the day. 2 good hits. And now Ferris is set up with runners in scoring position first and third.
Be Erwin Quezada, RBI single last time up. He was also hit by a pitch today. 2 quick outs from Adrian Rojas. 2 quick singles. Ferris not going quietly here in this 4th inning. Rojas' first pitch is fouled over the screen. Runner takes off, ball gets away from Navarro. 6-4 Ferris. Down to third on the play is going Mercado.
Wow.
Navarro really didn't hustle back to the ball. Mercado was taking his time going to third. And things continuing to snowball for the Marauders. Villavicenzio in to score on the wild pitch, and Mercado takes 2 bases on that wild pitch.
Good heads-up play there by Mercado going from first to third on the wild pitch.
So now Quezada, chance to add to the lead for Ferris. He takes down and away. Not a pristine last 2 innings for the Marauders. They seem a little bit frazzled and losing their focus. There's a called strike. And Rojas a pitch away from getting out of this 4th inning. Looked like it was going to be a quick frame after the first 2 batters. Back-to-back singles and a wild pitch have a run in for Ferris. Looking for more. Upstairs, Quezada able to hold off. Josiah Vega hoping to get a chance on deck. 3-2 pitch is popped up on the first base side. Camilleri will give it a look, but it'll find the seats foul. Rojas ready again on the payoff pitch. Breaking ball served in the air to right field. Infante Mijan towards the line. He dives and makes the play. Massimo Infante Mijan diving to make the play down the right field line. Might have taken extra bases and another run away from Ferris. Really close to dropping in fair. Bulldogs get another run. go to the home half. They now lead it 6-4. For Ferris as we go to the home half of the fourth inning in the Hudson County Tournament semifinal. Winner gets Bayonne or Union City, but the top-seeded Bees flexing their muscles. Top of the fourth inning in Bayonne, and Bayonne with a 5-0 lead. Ferris has scored a run in each of the last 3 innings after they went down in order in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Prep kept off the scoreboard for the first time in that home half, and now they trail by a pair, their largest deficit today, and they just went down in order by Justin Hernandez, Kevin Connolly with Renato Rodriguez, and Renato all the momentum right now with the third-seeded Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, they've been, ever since Morris took that 4-1 lead, it's been all Ferris. Hernandez got that shot there, and could he do it one more time here against the bottom half of the order for the Marauders?
Jason Kirk, Isaiah Ruiz, and Joe Haynes to bat in the third inning for the Marauders. They're going to need something here just to stem the tide ever so slightly against these Ferris Bulldogs. Justin Hernandez, who came in with an under 1.5 ERA, tagged for 4 runs in over the course of the first 2 innings, but Renato, given how he's performed this year, you knew he was going to find it eventually.
Right.
And perhaps that third inning is going to spur him on as Jason Kirk digs in, and he gets hit by the first pitch. So not going to feel good jogging on down to first base is Jason Kirk, but it brings the tying run to the plate for St. Peter's Prep.
I'm just talking about Hernandez had that quick 1-2 inning. First pitch, bang, hits him. So now it's going to be up to Isaiah Ruiz. See if he can get him over.
Ruiz was hit by a pitch in a lengthy at-bat his first time up. The second batter Hernandez has hit today. Ferris going to guard against the bunt. Ruiz has good speed, as does Kirk at first. Vicencio in at third. Ruiz not showing bunt and takes a first pitch for a called strike. One, 2, 3 inning really helped the pitch count of Justin Hernandez. This will be pitch number 65 for him. And it's a breaking ball that misses outside. Needed over 40 pitches to get through the first 2 innings.
Pitch.
Called strike, and it's 1-2.
Good breaking ball there on the inner half of the plate.
Hernandez comes set, kicks and fires home, and it's a foul ball over the first base dugout. Jason Kirk hit by a pitch to lead things off here in the home half of the fourth. 6-4 Ferris. Semifinal round of the Hudson County Tournament. Isaiah Ruiz trying to turn things over to the top of this prep order, who has been really good today. 1-2, hit right back up the middle. This could be 2 to second for 1. On to first, not in time. So Ruiz beats it out. It'll be a fielder's choice. Hit it hard right back up the middle. Outstanding job by Justin Hernandez fielding his position on the mound. So Ruiz reaches on the fielder's choice. And now Josh Batita comes out to have a word with our first base umpire. think the ruling was that Vega was off the bag at first.
Yeah.
If he was on the bag, they think they might have had Ruiz. So he reaches on the fielder's choice, and it brings up Joe Haynes. RBI single for Haynes his last time up. He's 2 for 2 today. Haynes swings at the first pitch on the ground to third, but a foul ball.
Hernandez about to throw his sunniest pitch of the game right here.
Top 3 batters for Prep in Haynes, Corwin, and Camilleri have driven in 3 of the 4 runs. The other one came from Massimo Infante Mijan. Check on the runner over there at first. Ruiz back in time. Haynes takes upstairs, 1-1. Fouls it straight back to the screen on the breaking ball.
It almost looked like it got under the hands a bit of Joe Haynes, able to just foul that off.
Matt Corwin waits on deck. A lot of respect between these two programs, despite being fierce rivals here in Hudson County, battling for supremacy on the baseball diamond. Hernandez set, another check over there at first on Ruiz, and again back in safely. Joe Haynes trying to come through here for Prep with 1 out in the 4th. Trailing by 2, and he gets hit. So Justin Hernandez has hit 2 Marauders here in this 4th inning. Puts runners at first and second with 1 out, and Matt Corwin coming up.
Yeah, 1-2 against Saints. You don't want to hit him there. I know it wasn't intending, but now Matt Corwin, we talked about him in the pregame. You know, the senior could have a big role here today. Let's see what he's able to do here.
Another mound visit upcoming for Ferris as Prep will also gather on that third base side. So Isaiah Ruiz on second with good speed. Joe Haynes is at first. Matt Corwin, who ripped an RBI single into left field his last time up, he's 1 for 2 today. Tying run is aboard here in the 4th for Prep. Still 5-0 Bayonne in the bottom of the 4th inning in the other semifinal here in Hudson County. Championship game Saturday at 4 o'clock from Miller Stadium in West New York. So 2 meetings are broken up. Matt Corwin set to dig in. Senior captain of this Prep baseball team. Takes first pitch upstairs, 1-0. Haynes not being held on at first by Vega. Clark and Mercado trying to keep Ruiz close at second base. Ferris looking for a ground ball here from Corwin. Ooh. And a breaking ball misses, 2-0.
That was a good breaking ball, though. In the lower half of the zone, but cannot get the call.
Hitters count here for Matt Corwin. 2 on, 1 out. Prep down by 2. 2-0 pitch. In the dirt, 3-0. Good block by Pagan to keep the runners put. Lorenzo Camilleri is on deck. Imagine Corwin will be taking all the way ahead in the count 3-0. Hernandez set. 3-0 pitch right down the middle, called strike, and it's 3-1.
Now the 3-1 count. Probably going to get a green light here from Corwin.
He swings at it, serves it into center field. Ponce on the move. He can't get there. It drops down in front of him. Rounding third is Ruiz. He will come in to score. It's an RBI single for Matt Corwin, and it's now 6-5 Ferris.
A good piece of hitting there by Matt Corwin. Sending the 3-1 pitch right into center field.
Outstanding jump at first by Joe Haynes. He goes first to third. He was running right down the back of Isaiah Ruiz. And now Lorenzo Camilleri will dig in with runners at the corners and 1 gone. Back-to-back RBI singles for Matt Corwin. Camilleri, 0 for 2 today. RBI ground out in the first, reached on an error to first base his last time up. Got a chance to tie the game. First pitch. Called strike, going 1. Vega holding Corwin on at first. Villavicencio playing a couple of steps behind the bag at third. Middle infielders playing double play depth, but playing halfway. Not playing deep up the middle. As Camilleri offers at that pitch, fouls it straight back to the screen. And now the count's quickly 0-2.
Let's see. Hernandez going to throw his 80th pitch here, Kevin. Got to get Camilleri to chase here at something. Try to get the second now, and then try to get this Mortal lineup down.
Well, big spot in this game for Jaden Pagan as well behind the plate, with the tying run 90 feet away. Camilleri trying to put this ball in play. Quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Hernandez comes set. He delivers, and just getting a piece of it was Camilleri to stay alive.
That was a great pitch from Hernandez there. Got Camilleri to get out in front, but just able to foul it off.
Nobody has been warming at any point in the Ferris bullpen. They're riding with their ace Hernandez, who's given up 5 through 4+. Count still 0-2 on Camilleri. Comes inside, and that one hit in the air. Shallow left field. Haynes getting ready to tag. Quezada makes the play on his back foot. Here comes the throw. Play at the plate, not in time. It's a sac fly for Lorenzo Camilleri, and we're tied at 6. They'll appeal down to third base. He tagged up properly, and Camilleri has his second RBI today.
I mean, Kevin, I don't know if Quezada didn't see that properly, but he was going in circles, it looked like there. He couldn't see where the ball was, and by the time he caught it, a good heads-up play by Joe Haynes to tie the game.
So 6-all here in the 4th on the sac fly from Camilleri. Brings up Sam Porch, who has not had a good day at the plate here against Hernandez. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Matt Corwin stayed put at first base on the fly ball. Corwin takes off, Porch swings, and fouls it off right next to the Ferris dugout.
We talked about it, Kevin, that 5-4 scoreline wasn't going to hold. It's already 6-6. Still got more action here.
That pitch is outside, gets away. On his way to second is Corwin. He will slide in there safely on the wild pitch. Pagan tried to keep it close. Corwin took off as soon as he saw the ball in the dirt. And a 1-1 count now on Porch. That one chopped on the ground to short. Clark Fields throws over to first, and it's in time. But St. Peter's Prep ties the score on an RBI single from Corwin and a sac fly from Camilleri. We go to the fifth, tied at 6 here in Jersey City. Brand new ball game here in Jersey City, 6-all as we go to the 5th inning. Kevin Connolly with Renato Rodriguez from Caven Point. Marauders score 2 in the home half of the 4th. And Adrian Rojas is back out there. He allowed a run in the 4th inning. Retired 5 in a row. Gave up a pair of singles and a wild pitch. Allowed Ferris to take their largest lead of the game at 2. But we're back to square one even as we begin the 5th. It'll be Vega, Pagan, and Martinez to bat in this 5th frame for the 3rd-seeded Ferris Bulldogs against the 2nd-seeded St. Peter's Prep Marauders in the semifinals of the Hudson County Tournament.
Let's see now if Rojas is able to get that shutdown inning that Hernandez got, not that last inning, but 2 innings ago.
Bottom of the 5th in Bayonne, 5-0 Bees. So they're 6 outs away from punching their ticket to the county tournament championship game. Erwin Quezada is warming up in the Ferris bullpen. Nothing going on down the right field line in the Prep bullpen. Josiah Vega, 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to 3rd and dropped down a bunt and reached on an error to 3rd as Rojas' first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. Defensive change for the Marauders. Ryan Micheli takes over in right field for Massimo Infante Mijan, as Infante Mijan moves over to 3rd base. So perhaps Porch removed for this game in case they need him to start warming up in the bullpen. And Adrian Rojas issues a leadoff walk to Josiah Vega. So brings up Jaden Pagan. Pagan 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. Vega at first, Prep guarding against the bunt. Infante Mijan charges at 3rd, and it's dropped down, and Infante Mijan will touch it foul.
Yeah, good. Heads up play there by Mijan, just letting that go foul.
He was letting it roll up that 3rd baseline, and as soon as it crossed over into foul territory, he touched it with his glove. So the count's 0-1 on Pagan. See if Pagan bunting once again. Prep had a really tough time fielding bunts in that 4-run 3rd. He squares once again, pulls back, takes downstairs, and the ball gets by Navarro. Down to 2nd goes Vega. So Ferris able to get a guy in scoring position without even Pagan bunting. And now it looks like Vega is going to be lifted for a pinch runner.
Interesting.
So Vega gets into scoring position. Ferris will relieve him for a pinch runner. We'll see who it is coming out of the dugout. And looks like that's going to be Jeffrey Coriana. So Coriana will run at second for Vega. Pagan still showing bunt. And now Rojas steps off.
Mars has been having tough times with these bunts here today.
So Coriana leads off second base. Pagan squares to bunt once again. And Rojas chases him back to second. Pitch misses upstairs. Throw him back behind the runner at second. Back in time is Coriana.
And you gotta be careful with those throw back to seconds, though. That all gets away there. That could be a run potential.
And now going up the third baseline is Jaden Pagan to talk to head coach Josh Patetta. So it's a 2-1 count. Nobody getting loose in the prep bullpen. Saw Max Kirk throwing a little bit earlier. A walk and a wild pitch have a runner in scoring position in the fifth inning for Ferris. Pulling back on the bunt, taking a called strike is Pagan, and it's 2-2.
A good breaking ball there by Rojas, getting the outside corner there. Now let's see what he does here on the 2-2 count.
So Camilleri backs up at first. Infante Mijan still playing even with the bag at third. Rojas' 2-2 pitch misses downstairs, and the count's full, 3-2.
That was a good pitch there. A little down and then try to get the corner call. Now it's a full count. Let's see what Rojas and Navarro want to do.
Nelson Martinez on deck. Bottom of the order for Ferris. Trying to put something together. Called. Strike three. Pagan down looking. Big first out for Adrian Rojas.
And he goes back to the well with the breaking ball down and away. Gets the outside quarter now. 1 out.
Third strikeout for Rojas. Second time he's gotten Pagan. And now it brings up Nelson Martinez, who's also 0 for 2 today.
Again, Mars up to 46 pitches so far here.
Prep expecting Martinez to bunt. Not bunting, and serves it into left field. That gets down for a base hit. Duarte comes up throwing. Held up at third is Coriana. It's a base hit for Nelson Martinez, and there's runners at the corners with 1 out for Ferris.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there with 1 out. Now, still no point in depth here for the Mars, but it's going to be tough with the number 9 hitter coming up.
And it's Xavier Clark, who has good speed. 0 for 1 today, hit by a pitch in the third and also struck out in the third inning. Part of that 4-run frame for Ferris, which put them on top. We're tied at 6 here in the fifth. But Ferris threatening. Still nothing going on in the bullpen for St. Peter's Prep. Rojas trying to wiggle out of this thing. First pitch comes up and in on Clark. Fouled off, out of play, over the screen, 1-1. Rojas worked out of a bases-loaded, nobody-out jam in the third inning to hold Ferris just at 4 runs in that frame. He got the first 2 outs of the fourth inning before back-to-back singles had runners at the corners, and Ferris scored on a wild pitch. There's a breaking ball. It's a check swing fouled off by Clark, and it's 1-2. Rojas is set. 1-2 pitch misses downstairs, and it's 2-2. Martinez leads off first. Jeffrey Carrera on third. That pitch is lined and past the glove of Infante Meehan and into left field. Ferris back on top on the RBI single from Xavier Clark.
Good piece of hitting there by Clark, ripping it down past the third baseman glove, and they retake the lead.
Infante Meehan was playing even with the bag at third, and the short hop just got past him, and Ferris is back on top here in the fifth inning. Back to the top of the order as well, and D'Angelo Ponce. Ponce, 1 for 3 today, singled and scored in the third. Rojas has allowed a run in each of the last 2 innings for the Marauders. Breaking ball is off the third base bag. Infante Meehan trying to track it down. He will, and the runner will be stopped at third. Couldn't have placed it better if he tried.
Nope.
And it's a single for Ponce, and the bases are loaded for Ferris. And now out comes Pat Laguerre as he'll get some stirring going on in the prep bullpen, but perhaps too late.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it might be too little too late, especially now bases loaded, 1 out. The best hitter, Hernandez, the ace, now with the bases loaded situation, they could break the open right here, Kevin.
Hernandez also 1 for 3 today. He singled and scored in the third. And Chris Villavicencio waiting on deck. But once again, the Ferris Bats have come alive. They lead 7-6 here in the fifth inning. 3 consecutive singles from Martinez, Clark, and Ponce have loaded the bases against Adrian Rojas. Hernandez digs in, trying to give himself a bigger cushion on the mound. Takes a first pitch downstairs, 1-0. It's Max Kirk once again who is throwing for prep. Time called. Prep will swing their outfield around towards left. Called strike at the letters, 1-1.
Yeah, good pitch there.
In the dirt, blocked by Navarro, able to keep it in front of him. 2-1.
Yeah, good block there by Navarro. That goes behind him. That's going to be another run. So, good block there by the catcher.
2-1. That's inside. It's now 3-1 and no place to put Justin Hernandez. Rojas comes set. 3-1 pitch upstairs. Ball 4. 8-6 Ferris. Second walk of the inning issued by Rojas. And it looks like he's going to stay in to face Villavicencio. RBI single in the third, hit a bullet out to left field his last time up in the fourth.
He's been the best hitter of the day today for Ferris.
Bases loaded, still 1 out. And he swings at the first pitch and hits a towering fly ball on the infield. Infield fly rule is called. It's caught there by the second baseman Ruiz, and there's 2 gone.
That's a big out. Big out there for the Marauders now. Let's see if they're able to get out of the inning.
Well, they'll have to go through Jaden Mercado, who's been on base 3 times today. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and reached on an E5. 2 runs have come in to score for Ferris here in the 5th. First pitch swinging is Mercado. Can't catch up. 0-1. Out of the zone. Offered at it anyway. 0-2. Can Rojas limit the damage just to 2 runs? 0-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Eight nothing Bayonne, bottom 5th inning. Bees closing in on a title game berth. Breaking ball served in the air to center field. Corwin coming in, he calls it off, and he makes the play. Damage done for Ferris. They get 2 more. Go to the home half of the 5th. 8-6 Bulldogs. Ferris back in front, 8-6 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here from Caven Point. Winner moves on to the Hudson County Tournament Championship game. Loser has to look forward to the state tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. Marauders, the reigning Hudson County Tournament champions after they defeated Ferris in last year's title game. It looks like the winner of this game is going to get Bayonne. They're on a tear right now against Union City. And actually, that game has just gone final in a 10-0 5-inning Mercy Rule shortened game. The Bees are going to the Hudson County Tournament Championship game. So, winner gets Bayonne on Saturday in West New York.
Wow, that was a quick game. I thought Mercy Rule 5 innings, huh?
Yeah, Mercy Rule 5 innings. Nolan Geisler pitched for Bayonne.
How many pitches do you have? Just curious.
I couldn't tell you that. I can just tell you the score, that it was 10-0 in 5 innings.
Curious to see what.
So, pair of Mercy Rule wins for Bayonne in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Winner of this game has certainly going to earn it. Justin Hernandez back out there after Prep tied things up in the 4th with 2 runs. He's back on the mound with a lead. It'll be Navarro, Infante Mijan, and Duarte to bat. And the first pitch is downstairs. Justin Navarro is 1 for 2 today. Stand-up triple to lead things off in the 2nd. And then a strikeout to lead things off in the 3rd. Leading things off here in the 5th. And he offers that one in the air to left field. Quezada had it played well, and there's one away.
Yeah, Quezada was right on that beautiful play there by the left fielder. But it looks like Hernandez, with that lead, nice settling in.
I mean, you don't want to start counting out yet, but just 8 more to go here for Ferris. Brings up Infante Mijan, RBI single. His first time up in the 2nd, grounds it out to shortstop in the 3rd. Takes the first pitch, breaking ball, in there for a strike. And that one is hit and threw into left field for a base hit. Infante Mijan gets it past the diving Villavicencio, and he's on for the second time today with a single.
Good piece of hitting there by Infante Mijan.
Brings the tying run to the plate in Nico Duarte. Duarte 0 for 2 today. Tried to bunt in the second and popped down to the catcher and then lined out to shortstop in the third on a nice play from Clark. First pitch misses downstairs, 1-0. Duarte hits that one in the air, center field. Ponce cutting over. He will make the play on the run for the second out. So 2 quick outs for Ferris here in the 5th. Brings up Chasen Kirk. Kirk 0 for 1 today. Struck out and was hit by a pitch. Takes first pitch outside on a breaking ball, 1-0. 90 pitches for Hernandez. He's allowed to go up to 110. In there for a strike, 1-1. That one served in the air to right field, falling quickly. It's going to get down for a base hit. Infante Mijan on his way to third. The throw is not in time, and Chasen Kirk has a single to put runners at the corners with 2 away.
Another bloop single down that right field line. Now 2 outs. Can the Marauders get back to within 1?
Well, it'll be Isaiah Ruiz, who's been on both times he's been up. He's 0 for 1, hit by a pitch and reached on a fielder's choice. Good base running by Infante Mijan, going first to third. Now it's the 9-hole hitter for Prep trying to come through. 9-hole hitter for Ferris came through with an RBI single in the top half of the frame. Can Ruiz do the same? Good speed on the bases. First pitch to Ruiz, misses outside, 1-0. Big spot in this game. First and third, 2 outs, 2-run lead for Ferris in the bottom of the 5th.
Especially with the top of the order do up for the Marauders. You want to get Ruiz out here.
Offers at that pitch, sends it in the air, left field and deep. Quezada going back. That's over his head, and it's going to 1 hop up against the wall. 2 runs in to score. Isaiah Ruiz on his way to third. The throw comes into the infield. There's nobody there. It's a 2-run triple for Isaiah Ruiz, and we're tied at 8.
Unbelievable. What piece of hitting there by Isaiah Ruiz. Quezada kept going back, and not able to make the play. Isaiah Ruiz.
It'll actually be a 2-run double for Ruiz and advances to third on the throw back into the infield. But nonetheless, it's 8-8 here in the 5th. And now Joe Haynes up, trying to put Prep back on top. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. So it's a 2-run double for Ruiz. Advances to third on the throw back into the infield. And Prep responds again to Ferris to tie this thing up. The 9-hole hitter, Isaiah Ruiz, comes through for the Marauders.
What a game, huh, Kevin? What a game.
Joe Haynes has been up 3 times and on 3 times. 2 for 2 and a hit by pitch. As an RBI back in the second inning as well. And he hits one right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Joe Haynes puts Prep back in front, 9-8. How about this game from these 2 teams?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable game by both teams.
Joe Haynes 3 for 3 with a pair of RBIs.
What a day.
And he puts Prep in front 9-8. All this coming with 2 outs.
I mean, Joe Haynes has a day.
Matt Corwin's having himself a day too. He's 2 for 3. Last 2 times up, RBI singles. And another meeting on the mound here for Ferris. We'll see if that's the end of the line for Justin Hernandez. Erwin Quezada was warming up in the bullpen during that last half inning. Hernandez walking away from head coach Josh Pateta, but it doesn't look like he's making the move to the pen just yet. Told you Bayonne shut out Union City 10-0 in 5 innings. They are in to Saturday's county title game. Who will meet them? Well, we still got a long way to go here. Bottom of the 5th inning, and it's 9-8 St. Peter's. Max Kirk continuing to throw in the bullpen for Prep. Would imagine he's going to pitch the 6th.
That'd be my guess.
No pitching change for Ferris. Corwin up. First pitch swinging on the ground to third. It eats up via Vicenzio. He fires over to first, and it's not in time. It'll go as an infield single for Matt Corwin, and runners are at first and second, still with 2 down.
Man, good play by Vicenzio to knock that down, at least try to make it just a single, but man, that was a tough play, tough hop there.
Corwin 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Out comes Josh Pateta. He motions to left field. He's going to bring in Erwin Quezada to face Lorenzo Camilleri. St. Peter's Prep has scored 3 runs here in the 5th inning. They have 4 straight hits, and they lead 9-8 here in the home half of the 5th.
Yeah. They hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. But feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling.
Erwin Quezada takes over on the mound for Ferris. Justin Hernandez leaves, going 4 2/3, 11 hits, 9 runs, all earned. No walks, 4 strikeouts, hit 3 batters. He's responsible for the first 2 on base. He's going to go to shortstop. Jaden Mercado will go to left field, and Xavier Clark is going to move over from shortstop to second base. Erwin Quezada on the year, 3.26 ERA, 19 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up, surprisingly, just 9 hits, 19 runs, 9 of them earned, 18 walks and 30 strikeouts. And you see all those runs compared to earned runs because he threw on opening day, gave up 8 runs, just 1 earned to St. Peter's Prep. He faces Lorenzo Camilleri, and the first pitch misses downstairs. Last time out, threw an inning against Randolph in an 8-1 win when he struck out 2 in that 1 inning of relief.
Yeah, he's been good. I thought he would start the game today, but he's been really dominant here for Ferris.
Camilleri offers at that pitch, fouls it straight back over the screen, and it's 1-1. Camilleri sack fly last time up. He's 0 for 3 today. Reached on an error in the second. 2 RBIs, that sack fly, and an RBI ground out back in the first. He's got Haynes at second and Corwin at first. None of them being held on. 1-1 pitch, nice breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, that's a beautiful breaking ball there by Quezada.
So can Erwin Quezada wiggle out of this without allowing any more damage? 1-2 is in the air to left field. Giving chase is Mercado. He's looking up, and it'll find the bleachers out of play. Max Kirk has stopped throwing in the prep bullpen. Would imagine he's going to come out to take the mound in the 6th inning. 1-2 to Camilleri. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Couple of nasty curveballs from Erwin Quezada, and he will retire the side. But Prep scores 3. We go to the 6th. 9-8 Marauders. Max Kirk takes over on the mound for St. Peter's Prep. Adrian Rojas goes 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Pat Laguerre turns to Kirk, his senior, to try and get the final 6 outs of the game and punch the Marauders' ticket back to the county championship game. Kirk on the year, 3.82 ERA in 18 and 3rd innings pitched, 22 hits, 18 runs, 10 earned, just 8 walks compared to 27 strikeouts. He threw 4 innings against Ferris back on opening day, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 2 in those 4 innings. Last time out against St. Joe's Metuchen, he went an inning and a third, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs all earned, walked 1, and struck out 1.
Yeah, he's been mostly as a starter, so to see him out of the bullpen, it's all hands on deck, as you mentioned before. But I think you got to go with the senior, right? You got to go with your senior pitcher, try to close this one out if you have Marauder.
It's been kind of feast or famine for Kirk in terms of good outing or poor outing. First pitch is in there for a strike. He'll face Quezada, Vega, and Pagan here in the 6th for Ferris. Matt Kinsler throwing in the prep bullpen as that one is chopped foul outside of third.
Well, that'd be interesting if they put Kinsler in this game.
Well, the plan certainly seems to have Kirk finish this game out. I'll tell you that much if you're Pat Laguerre.
That's what I'm assuming.
That's your plan. 0-2, missed outside. Quezada, 1 for 2, hit by a pitch in the second, RBI single in the third, and flew out down the right field line his last time up as he hits that one on the ground foul. If Prep were to get to the county title, Matt Corwin would have the ball. And you'd obviously feel good about your chances with him out there, but still 6 outs to get for the Marauders.
Still a lot of outs left.
And Kirk slips off the mound throwing that pitch. Yanked it outside, 2-2. Ferris were to get there, I'm not sure who they would put on the mound. You would not have the services of Justin Hernandez. As that pitch just missed, Kirk can't believe it. Counts full 3-2.
I'm guessing Vicencio, no?
Yeah, he probably could start on the mound, but that's probably who you would pitch, especially if you don't have Quezada, depending how long he has to go in this game. Yeah. That's a conversation for another day, as that one is hit on the ground to short. Chasen Kirk trying to help out his brother for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good recovery there by Max Kirk to get that first out.
Brings up Josiah Vega. Vega 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error in the third and walked in the fifth. Good pitch, missed downstairs, 1-0. Kevin Connolly and Renato Rodriguez with you here on D1 Media Pro. Thanks you for joining us on this Thursday late afternoon into early evening. As that pitch is hit in the air to left field. Duarte towards the line near the fence. He'll have room, but he can't put it away as the ball took a bounce over him and found the concrete out of play.
Yeah, luckily it doesn't foul territory, Kevin. If that came back into fair play, that could have been a long way.
So count 1-1 now on Vega. That one. In foul ground as well. Camilleri makes the play, sliding in fair territory.
What a play.
Tough play to make. Camilleri was back. Kirk coming off the mound. But it's the first baseman to make the sliding catch in fair territory for the second out.
Yeah, again, the Marlins had a couple of issues with those pop-ups here today. A good play that by Camilleri to make the catch.
So brings up Jaden Pagan. Huge batter in this game for Kirk. You want to get Pagan here, so then you have to go through 8, 9, and 1 in the seventh,
right,
instead of potentially having to go through 9, 1, or 2, or the top of the order. First pitch is a strike. Pagan 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. Only time he put the ball in play, played it a run on a ground out to second. Check swing. Did he go? No, says our first base umpire, and the count's 1-1. That one served into right field. It gets down for a base hit. So Pagan comes up big in a big spot for Ferris. 2-out single keeps the inning alive.
Pagan's been clutch all day long, defensively, offensively. He's been the bow for Ferris today.
So Nelson Martinez will dig in. Singleton scored his last time up. And now it at least ensures, or should ensure, unless Pagan gets thrown out on the bases, that big hitters will come up for Ferris at least in the seventh inning. Kirk set. First pitch upstairs. There's a called strike, and it's 1-1. Tapped right back to the mound. Kirk underhand flipped to first, and he works around the 2-out single. St. Peter's Prep looking for some insurance runs as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. 9-8 Marauders. we go to the bottom of the 6th here in Jersey City. St. Peter's Prep has rallied once again to take a 9-8 lead in a game that has gone back and forth about 3 or 4 times here in this game. Kevin Connolly joined alongside Renato Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us here on D1 Media Pro. Semifinals of the Hudson County Tournament. Renato, we know Bayonne is in the county championship game. They will be the home team at Miller Stadium in West New York. Who will be their visitors? Will it be second-seeded St. Peter's Prep, or will it be third-seeded Ferris? If it's going to be Ferris, going to have some late-inning dramatics once again. St. Peter's Prep trying to beat Ferris for the 3rd time this season.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams have played a heck of a job today. You know, the rallies, the back-and-forth action. This is where you won in the semifinal game for sure.
You want to take a peek ahead to that county championship game. Bayonne split the regular season series with both St. Peter's and with Ferris. They lost on their home turf to St. Peter's 2-0 in a 10-inning marathon. They lost right here to Ferris 8-7. They responded, coming back here to Caven Point to defeat Prep 12-7, and then they beat Ferris 3-0 on their home field. Matt Kinsler throwing. Matt Corwin has joined him near the bullpen as well. Prep taking up all the stops to try and close this game out. Squaring to bunt on the first pitch. That's Ryan McKelly, who's batting in place of Sam Porch. He entered the game for Porch for defensive reasons. Here's a called strike. In there, called strike 3. 3 pitches McKelly sees, and there's 1 gone in the 6th.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. See you later.
2 batters, Erwin Quezada has faced 2 strikeouts, both looking, and he'll bring up Justin Navarro, who's 1 for 3.
Interesting to see Kinsler still warming up, Kevin. Could that mean he could get to 7 potentially?
Oh, I'd be stunned if Max Kirk isn't out there. You have a couple of other pitchers who are throwing down the line in Ray Stein and Matt Corwin. Pat Laguerre wanting to make sure everybody's arm is loose and ready. Like we talked about a little bit earlier in our broadcast, you have to get to the championship game first before you can think about winning it or who you're going to pitch in it.
Good breaking ball. Wow.
Takes it outside. Count 3-0 on Navarro. Had a big stand-up triple to lead off things in the 2nd inning. Eventually came in to score to put Prep back on top. Called strike on the 3-0. Prep led 1-0. Ferris able to tie it up at 1 run apiece. Marauders would then score 3 runs in the 2nd to go up 4-1.
Big hack.
Ferris responded with a 4 spot in the 3rd. Made it 5-4. Added 1 more in the 4th before Prep would tie it with 2. Ferris would go up 8-6 with a 2-run 5th inning. And then St. Peter's Prep scored 3 in the home half. And that's where the current score stands at 9-8. 3 batters faced from Erwin Quezada. He's got 3 strikeouts as Navarro can't catch up to the high fastball.
Yeah, Quezada has just been absolutely filthy here in relief. I personally could have started. I mean, he's been that good here today.
Oh, brings up Massimo Infante Meehan. He's had a strong day. He's 2 for 3 today with an RBI. Takes a breaking ball downstairs, and he got that 5th inning rally going with a single through the left side with 1 out. Called strike at the knees, and it's 1-1. Want to take a look ahead to the top of the 7th inning for Ferris. It's 9-1-2 for the Bulldogs. And that one hits Infante Meehan, so he's on for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, that's a team-leading 13th hit by pitch this season.
Saw him hit 3 separate times in the quarterfinals against Hudson Catholic. Gives a chance for Nico Duarte to bat. Duarte's 0 for 3 today. Duarte heads down to 3rd base for a verbal sign from Pat Laguerre and then is called back to the batter's box by our home plate umpire. First pitch to him, misses upstairs, 1-0. Fonte Meehan, good speed over there at first. Ferris will check on him, but he's back with plenty of time on a dive. Duarte takes a called strike, 1-1. Upstairs, runner takes off for second. Throw down in plenty of time. And Fonte Meehan thrown out trying to swipe second. See if that gives Ferris some momentum. 3 outs to go for Prep. 9-1-2 coming up for Ferris.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
St. Peter's Prep turning to first-year pitcher Matthew Kinsler to try and pitch them into the Hudson County Tournament Championship game. Max Kirk goes 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. It'll be Kinsler who gets the ball. And Renato, his numbers pretty good on the season. He's thrown 6 total innings, has just a 1.17 ERA. He's given up 1 hit, 1 run, walked 5, and struck out 12.
Yeah, I mean, Kinsler's been in mop-up duty pretty much this year in his appearances. So to come up in a run situation, same situation as a 7-inning closer, I'm shocked by this, Kevin.
Well, you look at his last 2 performances against really quality teams in New Jersey in St. Joe's, Metuchen, and Don Bosco, through a total of 3 innings, just allowing 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. But you say those were in mop-up duty. Last time he was pressed into real tight action, it was here at Caven Point on April 28th against Union City. He got the final 2 outs of a 7-3 win through a driving rainstorm. It was not easy conditions to pitch in, and that's the only time he's allowed an earned run this season. So Prep turns to him to try and get the final 3 outs and punch their ticket back to the county title game. He'll have to go through Xavier Clark, D'Angelo Ponce, Justin Hernandez, and if anyone gets on, Chris Villavicenzio. 8-9 St. Peter's Prep here in the top half of the 7th inning.
Yeah, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
Kinsler comes set. His first pitch in there for a called strike. Xavier Clark came up huge in the 5th inning with an RBI single to put Ferris on top. He's 1 for 2 today, was also hit by a pitch. Back foot breaking ball misses, 1-1. That one in the air to right field, coming on and able to make the play on the run is Kelly for the first out.
Yeah, nice hit there by Xavier Clark. Great play there by Kelly. Played it perfectly.
No defensive changes here in this 7th inning for St. Peter's Prep other than Kinsler on the mound. Back to the top of the order and D'Angelo Ponce. Ponce 2 for 4 today with a pair of singles.
Look out.
Didn't come in that close to him. Tried to sell it, but it was way upstairs. 1-0. There's a called strike, and it's 1-1. We also saw Matt Corwin Ray Stein throwing down near the bullpen during the last half inning.
And no one else is in the bullpen. It's going to be his inning.
That one is hit foul over the screen, out of play, and it's 1-2. Ferris trying to get the tying run on base here in the 7th inning. Crowd on their feet, both field level and in the bleachers. The 1-2. Breaking ball that misses upstairs, 2-2. Two served in the air to left field. Duarte going over towards the line, and it's a foul ball.
He ripped that one. Falcon down the left field line. He hung a breaking ball there, but able to absolutely tattoo it, but swung too early.
So we'll do it again at 2-2. Kinsler comes set. Pitch to Ponce. Breaking ball that's popped up on the infield. The shortstop, Kirk, calls it off, and Ferris down to their final out. It'll leave things up to Justin Hernandez. He started this game on the mound. He entered with a sub 1.5 ERA, gave up 9 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. He's got a chance to make up for it at the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. Singled and scored in the 3rd. Brought in a run on a bases loaded walk in the 5th. Takes a first pitch upstairs, 1-0. If he gets on, Chris Villavicencio is on deck. Kinsler set. Ferris continuing to take a strike, 1-1. Called strike. Ferris down to their final strike. Nasty pitch from the prep southpaw.
That was a good two-seamer inside corner. What will Kinsler do here?
Prep no doubles in the outfield and up the lines. Kinsler ready. 1-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. Tag put on. Ball game over. St. Peter's Prep has the heart of a champion. They come back to defeat Ferris 9-8 and punch their ticket to the Hudson County Tournament Championship game.
What a performance.
Matt Kinsler, built on pressure as a star of the champion Prep basketball team. And he shows how cool he is under the heat here in this 7th inning. He retires Ferris in order, and we're going to have round 3 of St. Peter's Prep and Bayonne on Saturday in West New York.
Should be a fun one in West New York. Matt Kinsler, what a job out of the bullpen. Let me talk about pressure-packed semifinals. 1-run lead, goes 1-2-3, ends the game.
That was the first 1-2-3 inning thrown by Prep pitching since the 1st inning. And it comes in the 7th as Matt Kinsler retires Ferris in order. And Prep is looking to defend their crown in Hudson County.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one on Saturday afternoon, Kevin. Bayonne Prep, round 3. What's going to happen? I got to find out on Saturday afternoon.
So Adrian Rojas ends up getting the victory for the Marauders. Max Kirk will get the hold, and Matt Kinsler comes in for the save. Justin Hernandez is tagged with the loss for Ferris as St. Peter's Prep wins this one 9-8. And Renato, you look at that 3-run 5th inning as the catalyst to put St. Peter's Prep over the top.
Yeah, you know, it was a back-and-forth battle all day long, Kevin. Ferris had the lead, Prep had the lead, but that big bottom of the 5th inning, 3 runs, and again, it was the Corrin Haynes, that show, able to prove enough to win today.
Well, the game-tying 2-run double by Isaiah Ruiz.
Can't think about Ruiz.
Joe Haynes comes through with the game-winning RBI single in that 5th inning. And one at-bat that's probably going to go unnoticed in that 5th inning was with runner on first and 2 outs. Chasen Kirk sends a base hit into right field to keep the inning going. And then Ruiz comes up with that big game-tying 2-run double.
Yeah, you're talking about 9-1-2, Kevin. Those are the guys who produced again for the Marauders today. And even though the pitching wasn't there for the Marauders, the offense able to bail them out and get to the Hudson County final.
Final line score here in this one, Ferris 8 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. St. Peter's Prep 9 runs on 11 hits and 3 errors. Prep will play Bayonne in the Hudson County Tournament Championship game on their 9-8 victory against Ferris here in the semifinals. For my broadcast partner, Renato Rodriguez, I'm Kevin Connolly. Reminder to stay tuned for that county championship game scheduled on Saturday at 4 o'clock from Miller Stadium in West New York. If rain impacts the game, we will certainly pass that information along, and the game will be played on Sunday. But for now, it's still 4 o'clock in West New York. Once again, your final score: St. Peter's Prep 9 and Ferris 8. Marauders and the Bees in the Hudson County Tournament Championship game on Saturday.
He's going to take it himself for a championship!
A double play wins it from Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McKay